I'm just that smart. I
oh,
predicted it,
you guessed it.
Yeah. That'll be a fun one for when we do get to that one.
Would you have ever guessed that, though? Surely no one would actually make that decision.
No, I think...
Yeah, not worth the prediction. You're not that much of a pessimist. Let's dive into the pick and ban here for game number 1. Already, the Nautilus going to be taken away. There's the Ashe. Thank goodness.
Like, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we just got, like, Ashe, Senna, like, phase 2 coming out. And yeah, Ashe, Kalista, Senna.
Yep.
Bro bans. I could honestly see that being exactly what they go for. Lee Sin banned from Gideon, so can I give in a little bit of help to Guon here? Gideon has had some decent performances on the Lee Sin.
Yep.
So I think if he's reduced to, like, playing the tanks, even though obviously Sejuani's been good, I think if you limit the pool, limit his impact, don't think he's going to be able to quite as much have a big advantage.
What? No. No. Okay. Well, we could probably cut the video here.
Yep.
Come back. We'll see you for game number 2. Congratulations to T1 on their game 1 victory. Nicely. No, we'll play it out. Let's see what Bro have planned, because obviously they knew that Senna was going to be locked in here. So probably not going to wait until the end of the timer to lock something in, because they're not surprised. And, well, I mean, this was always going to happen. So the Azir for Karis.
Okay. And looking at the Rel potentially, did T1 just take Hui? Like, they could even flex it if they really wanted to. But I think they'll probably just put it mid. I think they just take Hui. The Maokai, I think is, you know, I think it's important, because I think if you let T1 have Maokai, we really should just skip the game too.
I mean, it's Tom Hui. Like, they picked Tom Hui, and it's still just as doomed, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they could go for that.
All right, Aatrox's going to be picked instead.
Especially when you have, like, a long-range pick like Senna, your expectation is that Bro are going to have to come into you. So Aatrox flourishes in those situations, and obviously Zeus pretty solid on it. I honestly feel like just take the Hui here on 3.
Yeah.
If you don't want to show your hand, you could leave it till later, but Faker really was very impressive when he played that. And I'm not sure what response Bro can really go for, because even though, like, we're talking about how they'll have to get on top of the Senna because of the long range, they've drafted a comp which doesn't do a fantastic job of doing that. They're actually going to go for the Tom instead, so leaving the Hui for now, I hope that will be banned by Bro in this rotation. And giving a lot of safety to the Senna. And they do pick the Smolder, which obviously gives you that kind of... The problem is, I feel like Smolder isn't even that good into Senna, because you get outranged.
Yeah.
And by the time Smolder comes online, Senna is also very strong and has been winning the rest of the game.
Yeah, no, we haven't seen an example where Smolder has won, because, of course, Senna just keeps winning. Corki going to be taken away from Faker. I think Corki Oriana, definitely some good bans. The Hui, if that one comes in as well, then I think that Bro have done enough homework at this stage. Well, I mean, they haven't, because they left Senna up. That was kind of crazy. But at least outside of that, if you remove that from being a problem, which you can't really, but this is the best that they can make of it. So there's the Hui ban. So they nailed that part. And Cassante, and then what else?
What's surprising?
Maybe Udyr, perhaps?
Is a Vi's just been left open. Like,
Yeah.
it's been such a staple early rotation ban that you kind of get surprised when it's sort of left open this hard.
Emilio.
This long. Yeah, Emilio ban's a bit interesting. I don't think has the most synergy with the Smolder. I mean, I guess the range increase is nice, but it's not like you're kind of just playing around your Qs rather than constantly auto-attacking. They're going to go for the Udyr here and keep that flex between support and jungle alive. Obviously, they know the bot lane matchup, but they don't know the jungle matchup yet. I feel like T1 could just pick the Vi.
Yeah.
And you could even pair it with Talia, which is good into the Azir, but also great with the Vi. You know, where's the counterplay to that combo?
Yeah, I think I like the Talia option. Of course, Faker pretty good at this champion as well. Has plenty of other things that he could go towards if he would like to, if you'd like to mix it up. But of course, this is the pretty stock standard option. And I think Tally Vi is probably just the way to do it.
Pretty good. It's crazy getting Vi, but I mean, this is part of the thing, is that because they had to ban those mid picks, it meant they didn't have more bans to throw out towards the jungle. T1 opted to go for the...
Viego.
Yeah, they'll go for the Viego, which is what we were meaning.
That's what happens when you want to pick Vi, but then the ego takes over.
Yes,
know?
exactly. And I guess just wanting a bit more follow-through in team fights. Once I get those resets, a lot of value. but kind of limited in terms of engage options with this composition. But I don't think it's too much of an issue when you have so much range on this center. So
yeah, that's the thing. Like the engage, you can actually just fight the opponent from much shorter range because you've just got like the piercing darkness over the top over and over again, especially after a couple of items and the ability haste comes in. The center will just keep you alive, and so it's not like you're playing in neutral. You're playing in like less than neutral, where you're just constantly hitting them and then seeing whether they're going to pull the trigger, and if they do, then you react accordingly. Gumayusi is going to be so extraordinarily safe as well, with the fact that there can be walls erected. There's the Devour that you can use from Keria's Tahm Kench, although he's probably not going to be anywhere near the center because he's going to be engaging. That's what he likes to do on this Tahm Kench. Do think the Bro have made this game extraordinarily difficult for themselves, ladies and gentlemen. Zeus is very good at the Aatrox.
Yeah.
Keria's the best Tahm Kench that we have in the league, and Senna is completely and utterly broken.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a rough one. I think closing the distance is going to be difficult, and I think it's really going to come down to getting a strong early start. Mid lane, matchup's okay. You know, Karis is on his comfort pick. Top lane, they do have a good early matchup. Bot lane, hopefully they can hold up against the center.
That's the danger of it, but just when you think they're down and out, Bros sometimes are not as down and out as you think. Let's get into game one. T1, Hana, do, set.
T1, fighting!
Okay, Brion, Hana, do, set. Bro, fighting! Oh, nicer. I really liked the deep one, the deep cheers.
The Giga Chad cheer.
Yeah, that's I could feel the width of your chin with that particular cheer. That was extraordinary.
Me? That was the fans.
Yeah, but you representing the fans.
Oh yeah,
and I could feel all of their collective chin width.
Yeah, I am just the vessel for their voices.
Yes,
you know, I don't decide.
Yeah.
How the cheers are.
But you dictated that they were very Giga Chad.
Yeah.
Well, first damage is now 8,000,000% Bro. So they're off to a great start.
Yeah, no one covering though, so they won't know this ward's being placed. You can kind of expect it, but yeah, but you see the Doran's ring start for the Smolder. So we've seen a lot of variation between these. Sometimes you get the Doran's Blade and Q starting, being the ability you start maxing.
Yep.
And then we've also seen the Doran's Ring, and you put 3 points on W, then go Q. This definitely allows you to stack faster. Go in the Doran's Blade and Q max allows you to stack faster. This gives you more sort of safety in the lane, being able to use the W, the long range poke, and wave clear, but definitely can put you behind in attacks. And those are some nice win rates for the Senaton for T1. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Well, Polo is 100% win rate on the Maokai. So we might have been saying that things were going to be rough in the bottom lane for Bro. I didn't factor that in. I think that this should be absolutely fine. Perhaps that's what it is. As Gideon is getting to work, going to go Raptors to blue, and then maybe look for some early attention. They know that Guon has started off on his blue buff. A lot of vision around this jungle. Yeah, 16 in a row. Yeah, everyone's got their names. Gumayusi's been able to play it 4 times. And all time, he's just good at this champion.
I think what's really telling is the variety of teams that have picked it. Sometimes you get strong picks where some of the lower ranked teams pick it, so even though it's strong, it's like, you know, they end up losing as a result just because they're outmatched. Or sometimes you have a situation where, yes, it's got a lot of wins, but it's because, you know, if the top teams are just picking it, everyone has been picking Senna, and it's just always winning. It's a cheat code.
Yeah, we saw the difference between KT versus Genji when KT gets Senna every time, and when it's the other way around. As Morgan takes a turret shot, but is putting on a lot of pressure here. It's definitely good news. Yeah, no, I think that this champion is just a little bit absurd at this point in time, especially when it enables Keria so incredibly much to be that front line that T1 absolutely wants. However, I do not like counting chickens prior to the hatching of said chickens, right? So perhaps we need to see it all fall apart before we're like, oh yes, it was doomed. Because maybe Bro have a plan. Maybe they have a theory.
I have an inkling to what their plan is.
What's that?
So you see, there's this champion, Smolder. Little dragon dude.
Okay.
And when Smolder gets 225 stacks of the passive,
oh yeah,
big power increase.
Whoa, okay.
So I think that might be the game plan.
Oh, so just get those stacks.
Just don't be losing the game by the time those stacks are stacked, or be losing it by a small enough amount that it doesn't matter, and then win.
All right, so what would that require? How not losing do they have to be?
Well, I think top's going pretty okay.
Yeah?
Mid's doing fine.
Uh-huh.
Bot, a little bit rough. I think it's really going to come down to objective control and early skirmishes, because I can see Bro opting into a fight that just goes horribly.
Yeah. Or they could opt into a fight that is just amazing. Envy flaps around a little bit. Gumayusi shoots him. It's a little bit subpar. He is taking a lot of poke, and Keria is 100% winning the CS battle. And when you see that the support Tahm Kench / carry Tahm Kench situation, when he's winning in farm, that means that they're ahead by loads of gold.
Yeah.
Because Senna just gets money.
And also one of the things with the support item is you can obviously proc it by hitting enemies, or you can proc it by killing minions. You get so much more gold early before the first upgrade for proccing it by hitting champions or towers. So each time that Gumayusi is able to hit a tower or champion rather than kill a minion, he's getting significantly more value than Polu is just for taking CS. And that's going to be a big factor in why when we do eventually see the gold between the bot lane, it'll be like Guma's like, a little bit behind gold compared to Envy, and then Keria's like 2,000 gold up in Polu or something.
Yeah, that's what it's sort of feeling like. So we're building another top laner, and that's why Zeus is allowed to play a damage dealer, although Morgan is trying to disallow him from being able to play the video game at all by just walking at him. Currently doing all right, keeping this minion wave away from the turret, just create some control here for the Udyr. I think that Morgan has been a huge uptick for Bro in their more recent matches. I think that the matchup against Dudu really did help his confidence a lot.
Yeah.
And so has been playing a whole lot better, being able to find some of that aggression that we don't necessarily associate with Morgan as a player. Gideon going to be starting off these bubs. Full vision available to T1, so they know exactly what's going on, and they just took the dragon themselves. So that is going to be a mountain, then an infernal. Is this the classic T1 Earth, Wind, and Fire that we just often get?
Could be. Could be. Setting up for it.
Do you think that T1 are just big fans of 80s disco? Because that would be pretty cool. Zeus going to find some Qs here. Well, actually, he's not. Morgan just going to push him out of the lane. And it's a rough time for the Aatrox right now. Morgan really just being an Udyr very effectively. And we know that this is a decent matchup for the Udyr, but we have seen Zeus navigate it to a point where it doesn't really look like much of a counter.
Yeah, so Morgan definitely doing what he should be doing in the matchup, but against Zeus, that's not always a given.
Karis looks for the Emperor's Divide, does not find it. Good flash there from Faker as now Guon is going to turn up. They will not find the angle. Polu, good position. Make sure that the counter gank is not going to work out. Still, they get the flash for the ulti out of Karis, and that's job done.
Yep, and just the fact that both Gideon and Polu were there kind of ensured nothing more was going to come from it. You could see T1 definitely set up to follow up on Karis there, maybe trade flashes in return, but they don't get the opportunity. And perhaps we were too early to praise this matchup.
Perhaps. He does break the chains, though. And he can press W and stuff, he's creating circles. He likes that. He hasn't teleported yet either. So Morgan just trying to eke out a little bit more gold before he does do anything else. Envy utilizing this Q relatively effectively. We can see only 5 CS behind Keria right now, although I guess it is going to be closer to 8.
Actually only went 2 points in W, so maybe this is like a hybrid, not the full 3. A little bit here, a little bit there.
Felt a bit confident,
Like, this is actually okay. We left Senna open, it's fine.
Yeah,
Might not be fine.
I'm still not sold on the being fine part, but right now
it looks okay.
It is fine. Okay, so here's the thinking, right? Here's what I'm thinking about, bro. And I've said this a couple of times actually about leaving Senna open, because you notice that Gumayusi has got Senna more than anybody else here in the LCK. It's 4 victories for him, and everybody else is maximum of 2. So this is the fifth time that he's played it, and I think it's a pick your poison type situation, because would you prefer to lose immediately or to lose later when the Senna finally comes online? Because this is, I think, the slowest variation of Keria Guma that you're going to get.
I think they could have just left the Orianna open.
Yeah, no, I can't. that was my. I was just trying to give Bro a little bit back, for
yeah,
the pro
but then
league.
again, Orianna Vi is pretty ditty to play. I don't know.
Yeah, it's sad. It's another one of those things where it's like you'd like to ban 11 things or more.
Wait, why didn't Bro just do that?
Yeah, they should have.
Honestly, not thinking outside the box there, you know. They've let themselves be limited by the 3-ban agenda. You can choose to ban more.
This is the thing, but sometimes you just don't find it. I've seen this play before, though. There's the flash out of the seismic shove. Nicely done. 2 isolated 1v1s, though, and there's the Dawning Shadow. That's going to keep Guon alive, but still Faker is going to go down. A trade of mid laners, but first blood goes to T1. They'll take a little bit of the extra gold. Keria was on the roam as well, as Gumayusi will take down this control ward. Slight advantage in the end for T1, but Bro are going to still be able to answer back.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Bro had the flash advantage on Karis, and it still didn't mean they were able to get away, a little bit unfortunate. Gumayusi helping out with the ult there, picks up an assist for himself, so all in all, T1 neutralizing that flash disadvantage to have the mid lane.
Yep, very nicely done. Faker will have his flash back up much sooner as well, so a potential return gank opportunity, and he had teleport. Karis did not. So it took Karis a little bit longer, allowed Faker to get the crash. Let's have a look at this one more time, though, as Karis, when he makes a proactive play, we have to praise the man for it.
Yeah, I think there's just not really much he could have done there. Once he commits to the play, I think Guon is just close enough that he's going to catch him. You know, he immediately flashed the shove as well. It's one of those situations where he commits for the play and does pay for it.
Yep. Great reaction from Faker as well, to be able to get that shove in position, demand the flash, and make sure that he was dead. So deserves a shout out for that one, as T1 trying to clear out some vision here and look to answer the 3 grubs that Gideon was able to pick up with some grubs of their own.
Which I think, if this is happening, Bro should really be looking just to secure this dragon spawning in 13 seconds. You know, you have mid-prio, you don't have pop prio at the moment, but it is a Tom, so it wouldn't be very hard to get.
Yep. As Morgan has top prio. Kind of.
Yeah, no TPs from either, so unless one wants to walk down, not going to really be a factor.
No.
But Karis reset, picked up the Nashers, and it looks like they're not really making a move on the dragon, so...
Maybe they want a team fight. Maybe that's what it is. And it's Bro, they do often, it's like gentleman's agreement, like the Bro agreement, that we will just, it's not any funny business, we're not just going to start it off, we're going to wait until we're, you know, tiptoeing around the neutral to try and get it going. As Gideon gonna get in there. He has snared himself though. Crescent Guard comes down. That should mitigate a lot. Empress Divide does absolutely nothing. And there's the Devour to save Guon. And now he dives back in. The Dragon gets angry, but it does not matter at all. T1 are destroying them and Guon popping off in this fight. He finds the resets. And, oh dear.
Oh man, everything that could go wrong for Bro there went wrong.
Now,
honestly,
Morgan's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay.
The rest of it definitely did all go wrong, though.
But the confidence, I mean, the fact that they have Guon on low HP, but they utilize the Tom Kent shield, and the fact that it's a Viego. As long as you get the reset, it doesn't matter that you are low HP. You'll heal up, you'll get the resets, the immunity frames, and then just keep on going. The confidence to go back in there was great, and T1, the game felt... I think Palu's just dead.
Well, he's going to twist in advance, and then Keria is going to get the kill. We've got a battle here on the top side of the map. Gideon, can you make your way in? As he doesn't. Gets knocked up there. Oh, now he's going to try and turn it, but Keria's going to turn up as well. Looking for the opportunity. Guon turns up in the nick of time as well. They do get their prize, but they'll have to sacrifice 2 for it. And Keria's starting to get more and more fed.
Well, you know, we had a good, 10 minutes where the game looked kind of even. Now it has truly gone to the smolder stacking win con. That is the last hope for Bro. And the bin, I'm not sure if that did enough.
No.
Okay, let's get a replay. So, I mean, I really just love the fact, so we see the ult get flashed away from. They focus damage onto the Viego, but then the shield, when he comes out, means they're not able to finish him off. He gets the reset from the passive, and the Smolder does not have the damage to finich him off. Just beautifully played. The gobble into the W, really fantastic. And then this happened.
It did, didn't it? Look at the little kitty cat this way, not even helping out. As Palu just aggressively positioned, will be taken down. I feel like I'm really glad that we watched that from Keria's perspective.
Yeah.
The earlier fight. This was the shenanigans that happened immediately afterwards. But it did kind of look a little bit like Keria was sort of a Pokemon trainer.
Yeah.
You know, and Guon was his chosen. And just really calling all of those shots. Really beautiful to see. Is this, once again, he does get interrupted on the Abyssal Dive.
In fact, he TP'd in, though, to defend this.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure at what point exactly it happened, but there's some point in the game where Bro regretted, well, giving ult to Keria.
Morgan has joined that.
Yeah, no longer is Morgan unblemished.
No.
It's a little bit of a rough one, and it's, you know, I feel like we're in replays a bit, so I was focused on the replays, and we ended up with a Chemtech Soul, so I can only apologize.
Yeah, no, I saw it, but I felt like I went in.
Yeah.
Last time there was a Chemtech Soul, and this time I should just really understand that whenever you're here, it's going to be Chemtech Soul.
I'm going to say, this is pretty good for Bro, in terms of they really didn't want it to be a more impactful Soul.
That's true.
So maybe they just keep giving up dragons until their dragon is a dragon.
Oh, and then we can pretend that it was their choice to give up the dragon.
Yes, exactly. Playing exactly into the hand.
Gorgeous. And we are playing right into replays over and over again. This was where Morgan got caught out.
What happened while we were watching this replay that we're going to have to replay?
It's all right, we'll replay it. It's fine. Do you know what the best part is? This whole day is also a replay.
Yeah.
Oh. Replay,
you know how when we go to replays, we have like replay in the top left?
Yeah. We should just have replay everywhere, all over the screen.
For the whole day.
Yeah, it's not even LCK, it's LC play. I don't know. It was almost a good bit, and I messed it up. I apologize. We can edit that in the replay though, right?
Yes, let's cut that out. So yeah, testing. Okay, ready to go. Yeah, and we're live again.
I don't actually have a better option. So let's just commentate the video game and hope we don't have to do that again.
Yeah.
Envy gonna get snared underneath his turret. I didn't really check the stacks, but I don't even want to.
He had 133 when it last showed up.
Cool.
Which is about 100 away from where you're gonna hope for it to be.
Yeah.
He's making decent progress. Oh.
As Gideon, sorry, is just going to get caught out of position here. Crescent Guard is going to help him out there as Emperor's Divide is decent, but not really doing too much because Gumayusi's just keeping them all alive forever. They can't even make a mistake.
You know, that was a hilarious flank from Faker that nearly backfired, but then Tahm Kench existed. And I honestly think, like, we talk about the center, and I know we've said, well, it's also about enabling the Tahm Kench. But man, this Tahm Kench has been so frustrating.
Yeah.
This game, it just feels like countless plays have just been shut down.
It's like everyone's enabling everybody else as well. So it's like Tahm Kench enables Guon to be hyper aggressive as now Gideon has found Zeus, but Keria has found both of them. And he's just walking. Look at how menacing he is. Doesn't have Devour up and available, but he also cannot die no matter what they do. And there goes the tree. Polo going to be taken down here. Gideon in trouble as Morgan. He thought he had the safety of an inner turret. He does not. Keria does not care about that damage at all. They will be able to take this one at 17 minutes.
And maybe they'll think twice next time they leave center open.
No, well,
because man, this Tahm Kench is just so tanky. It's just ridiculous. It's so unfair. It's just not balanced. Like, watch, he goes in, he's like, hey, I'm here, what do you want? They have to run away. There's nothing they can do. He's just walking forward. They're hitting him. He's not taking damage.
He's just licking.
He's just licking people.
Yeah, wandering. And
which makes them uncomfortable.
It does. And look, now he's under an inner turret. He just pops some grey health, wanders around, gets turret aggro with his Balmy Cinder just to make sure that dive was impossible to mess up.
Yep. You know, Bro are trying at least. They're really looking for these plays. They're looking for someone who's isolated.
Look, Morgan has done the most damage.
Well, we knew that would happen. We knew that. I mean, we knew that would happen.
It's still a thing, and he's going to do more. Look at that, boop. There's a circle, as well as Faker is actually doing a little bit more.
Yeah, I think Morgan
catching up a little bit.
I think Morgan expected to do a lot more there. He's like, I've got him.
He does have a lot of armor, and you'd think that having armor against someone throwing rocks at you would be a good thing, but in League of Legends, it's not coded that way.
Yeah.
So you need to have the funny belt Duvalaki.
I feel like Mud would be better against someone in armor, you know, like get it like all stuck and they get...
it would be very frustrating.
Yeah, whereas, I mean, I guess if you are wearing armor and the rock is big enough, it will just dent the armor and you inside it, so maybe that's what's happening.
Well, it certainly didn't look like a good time for the Udyr. However, he is going to be able to get himself out of there. And 11-2 is the kill score. It's an 8,000 gold lead pre 20 minutes. And there are 176 stacks, ladies and gentlemen. So the Smolder is at least able, look, has a 20 CS lead over the Tahm Kench now.
Will any members of T1 ever end up low enough that the execute matters?
Yeah.
That is my question. If you gave Bro Elder Dragon right now, would they win a fight? I think is kind of what I'm hinting at. How much is enough to overcome this much of a deficit? Because they really didn't look like they were getting Keria low by any means.
Yeah, and Keria just sort of pseudo gets low, but then has all of that shielding. And now Morgan, he really wants to go back to his inner turret, but he's not allowed to. Seismic Shove was avoided though.
Yep.
And he's a pretty nimble gentleman on this Udyr, so he is going to be able to get out of the way.
Keria has ascended to his final form, which is now being a solo laner for T1.
Yep. All right, Karis, they're looking for it, but the flash is going to come on through. I don't know about that one, but the Devour is going to be there. The amount of endless bailing out that they have available to them is absurd.
I'm honestly legitimately very impressed that Bro even got 2 kills at this point. Because it feels like at every single corner, they're just getting shut down. It's like, oh, this looks like a... Oh, they actually... No, never mind. Every time. Yep. Every single time.
Yeah, this is... well, they did manage to get Keria's flash. That is definitely a good thing. Is Envy... Oh, he's going to get flashed on, but does flash in response. That's going to keep him alive. As T1 are just ridding the jungle of any forms of money.
Yep, nice little benefit, though, because Bro have lost 5 towers. Options for Azir to place them.
Oh, your cup is so half full. It's just pure, unrivaled optimism from you today, and I've absolutely loved it.
Yeah, gotta keep the hope alive, you know.
And you know, maybe this is all part of the Giga Chad plan, right? Lure them into a false sense of security with this well-oiled machine of a composition that T1 have been allowed to have, and then hit them back with a few bans, well, 1 ban on a champion that makes this composition completely ridiculous, and then that's when they strike.
Yeah, got to give them false hope in the first game.
Yeah.
You can bounce back in game 2 and 3. Feels like Bro's plan is what they want you to think, but in reality, they're going to try and come back in this game with the Smolder stacking. It should be pretty close now.
There we go. Yep. He's getting there. 21 minutes in. Won't actually be too bad for Envy as far as that timing is concerned.
The stacking's honestly been pretty fast considering they're almost 10,000 gold down.
And I mean, we can go back to the original conversation that we did have about, like, at what point is it actually going to be okay? Like, have they, like, are they in a position where these stacks matter? No, it doesn't matter.
How many stacks would you need for the burn just to kill them for full HP? I think at that point I could see Bro winning.
All right, so we need to get the game to about 80 minutes.
I think what's hilarious is we're at the point where the Senna has more gold than the Smolder.
Yeah, I think so.
Without farming.
And currently has an opportunity as well as a Ghostblade. So 2 items for both of them. So I guess somewhat parity when it comes to the items that have been built up.
We're past the threshold of 225.
Hey, there we go. Seismic Shove going to connect onto Morgan. Takes a lot of rocks. As Faker will be able to just stand next to a wall and make his way out of there. Envy going to be sneezing as the Weaver's Wall going to come on through, and Faker just looks for it. Sets down the wall immediately afterwards, and that's a flash that he collects for just an ult in trade.
You know, I think Bro will do better off just sitting out this dragon. I don't think you need it. I think you just let it go. Just let it go.
Yep, I think...
the Baron might be more of a problem.
You know what? It's actually worth it to let it go as well, because then you accelerate the Elder flip.
Yes.
That may not occur, but if it does, then they could win. And then they would have double Elder.
That could be a win con, you know.
Yeah.
This is quite a gold lead, though.
It is.
Oh, they're making a play!
All right, looking for it. Zeus has been attacked here. Morgan is losing out on the battle, but he has buddies that are turning up. Polo's there, Envy's there. Everyone is on their way, and I think everyone might be necessary as Zeus is just trying to take matters in his own hands. He picks up one. Is it going to be more? Oh my, I was getting Worlds flashbacks there, ladies and gentlemen. He goes 1 for 1 though in the 1 versus 5, and they get themselves Chemtech Soul.
You know, sometimes you wonder, did they really need 5 people? Yes, they did.
They really
absolutely needed. Honestly, I think 6 might have been safer. They should have brought an extra one.
They may not have lost one if they brought 6.
Yeah.
So next time they should consider that. As T1 just walk on over towards this Baron. Another teleport going to be used, this time from Morgan, who does need to run all the way around if he wants to get in here. Gideon on top of Gumayusi right now, but the snare does come through. Keria gets over the wall. The dragon gets mad. And Keria almost in execute range. Oh, the seismic shove. Oh, the double. So good, and he just eats the dragon. And now he's not going to die. It's a triple kill for this guy's Tahm Kench, and then he gets back in there to tank up the Baron.
What is going on?
You can just write in the POG now if you like.
He just ate. He just ate him. And then he gets in. He was literally alone as well. He was like by himself. I mean, Fake was helping, don't get me wrong.
Oh, dearie me. Yeah, the seismic shove was definitely necessary, but still.
Keria with gold, man, it's just not okay.
It isn't.
You know, I feel like we have kept him in support for the other team's benefit, okay? Giving him gold, you are unleashing him. That is on you for allowing that to happen. Keep him on a support income, and you will be better off.
And I don't think that there is any arguing with that, as we have a look at exactly why once again. Oh, well, it does start off with Zeus in this 1v5 situation, where he does have a 2-level lead over the Udyr that was giving him a bit of trouble in the early stages. But look at this change of target. He just gets straight on top of Karras and says, no, he is dead.
His health just fluctuating so much. Even they had grievous wounds on him as well in the later stages, and he just still looked so hard to take down. They're not going to replay the Keria Baron moment because
the game might just end, and then we get to see it again in the POG highlights, so it's all right.
Probably in the highlights. It's probably going to be a highlight, and then it's going to be the highlight, you know. And then they'll just show it in the break for good measure, you know.
How has he not died? He's put his face into like the entire enemy team so many times, like all game. That's all he's been doing. He's 6-0-7. He has Jack shows and he's like magic Sunfire Cape and a Frozen Heart. Yeah, 273. Yeah, it's great. It's really cool.
I need to know how many stacks till they just die at full HP. Because at the moment it's below 8%, 8.08%. If they get it to below 100% HP, I think they can win. I think that's the point where possibly they would be able to finish this game. Oh, we are going to get the replay.
Yep, here's Keria's perspective. Is just going in. I'm good, I'm not dying. That's what he just says. I'm fine. That was the point where I was like, he's probably dead. But no. Penta, he wanted the Penta!
미안. 죄송합니다.
And Guon saying sorry. Oh, the most polite version of sorry as well. I don't think it's on you, buddy. I think it's absolutely fine.
That was a thing that happened. I think that's really the takeaways. The game gave us that, which I think is definitely a great moment. But I think, bro, the 14k gold lead, I think it's just an unstoppable force at this point.
Yeah, no, it's and it has been for quite some time. Zeus looking for a bit of an angle here. Faker dives in. Whoa, that was so much damage. And
they nearly,
inhibitor does go down.
nearly forced Keria to press R again and save his mid laner.
Yeah, will he need to do that?
But he decided not to. He'll save it for next time.
No.
Maybe save it to eat Envy again.
Yep. Some very cute nuance with that last little exchange, actually. Guon says sorry in like the informal way and then like feels a little bit sheepish and corrects himself and goes back to the very polite way. Super duper cute.
Yeah.
Saying sorry for not giving the Tahm Kench a pentakill.
Yeah.
Which
and the fact
I think he'd got to kill very early.
Yeah, so I think the fact he's apologizing for the fact he didn't anticipate a Tahm Kench penta.
Yeah.
Which I don't think many of us did, but
he's saying sorry for playing very well in the team fight.
Yeah.
So that's adorable. 14,000 gold is the lead. The game is over, ladies and gentlemen. Zeus has done all of this damage. I think most of that was done in the 1v5 scenario. Although 1.5 v5, I guess you could probably say. because there was a Dawning Shadow.
Yeah.
So I guess there's that.
That contributed
A little
slightly.
bit. He's now a very, very large Aatrox.
Got the Spirit Surgeon as well, so not like the full lethality that we normally see.
Yeah.
Bit bulkier.
Kind of like this. Just allows you to do loads and loads of damages. And that is certainly good news. So T1, they are just going to probably take this Elder and then win the game.
Yeah, I think this is a point where you force Bro to contest the Elder and you just kill them all. I want to see if Keria will end up eating Envy again, because it's not that easy to stack up your passive against the champions that have Bro have to stack it up on the Smolder.
Okay, Keria is diving in to 4 people. Will he take a damage? The answer is kind of no. Right now, Seismic Shove does come back. The Weaver's Wall brings Faker in there. Look at Keria's health bar. It's full again. In goes Zeus. That was a jump scare. Yes, I would have done exactly that, Envy. Dawning Shadow comes down. The Dragon, I think, did something that I didn't really notice. And Guon, he's going to turn into the enemy jungler and just start resetting all the way through. Emperor's Divide gets 3 onto the fountain, and Keria is going to die. That is how you do it.
The fountain laser.
I was just about to say, I think the only way he could overextend is by walking into the enemy fountain, and then by Jove, it happened.
That was the secret weapon this whole time. Needs to see if he can. Oh no.
Oh dear. There were some rocks, stray rocks on the ground. However, Faker is going to go down. Karras goes golden. Has he bought it? No, he hasn't. Gideon is up though, and now they're
a second.
Yeah.
Go in.
Just turned into Azir, decides he doesn't want to. They grab another one. Polo, it's his turn to try and defend this Nexus. It's not going to work out as Guon says goodnight to the game. And even